Thank you for this introduction. So if you're in a party and people ask you, so what are you doing? And you talk about how you sell worldwide shoes, watches, cool fashion, or you can talk about dating, which I could in the past, since I was driving a dating website for a long time. It's pretty attractive. Business-wise, it can be attractive. Now when I talk about what I'm doing, it seems to be pretty boring, talking about machine engineering, screws, drills, production engines, and so on. But we strongly believe that boring is the new sexy. So why is this the case? Let me explore with you the next 5 minutes why we think boring is the new sexy. If you look on the retail market, and for instance, I took the example from Germany, what you see here is a market pretty small in 1999 and growing on average by 26% over the last 15 years. But this is the average, so the growth is slowing down tremendously. We haven't seen such a thing in B2B so far. And the only thing I can tell you, and what I know, is that the B2B market overall is 8 times larger than the B2C market. And if I would have them, I would have shown you the numbers, how much of this business is already online. Frankly, I can't tell you. That also says a lot. There's no research at all how much of this volume is online so far. The only thing I can tell you is that we have created a platform in Germany with WRW, which is today the main and the key marketplace to search and select for companies in the B2B area. So what are we doing today? When you go in the platform today, as a professional buyer, you will find more than 500,000 suppliers, mainly coming from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We have got around about 48,000 different categories about engines, machines, tools, and so on. We are mainly focused on production and have also a little bit of services, but the main focus is on producting industry. And then, when you look how much people coming on the website, more than 24 million visits a year, more than 1.6 million unique users per month. Now you can say, oh, that's a pretty small number. I have seen completely different slides here already. It might be a small number for the consumer space. It's a pretty big number for the B2B space because our platform is completely focused on B2B business. So our suppliers are not at all interested in getting any consumer traffic. So let me give you a little bit of background. Where does the company come from? So the company is pretty old and started like kind of yellow page. In our case, it was blue page print publishing house. So the company is more than 80 years old and went online in 1995. In 2000, they switched completely the business model to a pure online model. So we are not like like many yellow page companies still producing paper. So the company is completely online since more than 15 years. Today, key focus is matching suppliers with professional purchasers. We're located in Hamburg. We have 200 people. Out of the 200 people, about 120 are located in Hamburg, and we have 80 people on the ground. Means we have a real sales force, and I think that's something pretty special for an online company. I know that the most online companies are telling me, you know, if you need sales, you're not a good company. That's different in our space. If you try to sell a product to a classical SME, it's pretty difficult to just send this company a mailing and expect that this guy is calling you back and buying your product. These kind of companies normally expect that you visit them and that you sell them something. So today, we are mainly focused on Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And the business is very sustainable, is a growing business. Around this year, around about $50 million in revenues, and I'm not talking about trading volume. It's really net revenues we are generating here, and we have a pretty high double-digit profitability rate. So now you would ask, how do you make money? So our business model is pretty simple. The supplier is placed on our website because he wants to be found by the professional buyer. If you want to get more visibility, if you want to be up in the list, if you want to have a better profile, you have to pay for this. To give you an impression, the normal supplier pays between 1,000 and 2,000 euro per year to be more visible on the website. What we introduced in last year is when we, at a supplier, we offer him a broader portfolio of products. All these suppliers start now to think about online marketing to generate leads online. They start booking AdWords on other platforms. They think about how they can improve their website and so on. So what we did, we opened our portfolio, but we are in a very early stage. We make nice revenues with this already, strongly growing, but that's the clear future also to have a broader portfolio. So, where do we come? And when we talk about change here on this event, we can talk 2 times about change in this company. This company went through a lot of change, and a really big change since the last 3 years. Why is this case? I told you the company was online already since 15 years, but from the mindset and how the company worked, it was a classical publisher house. So you see that this photo, that was our company building, single offices, you know, people behaving like in a classical publisher house. What happened over the last 3 years? We completely changed the company. We moved the company to another place. We exchanged a lot of people. We hired a lot of good talents. And today we can really say we are a real online company, but also with the strength of an offline company. What does it mean? The strength, we still have a sales force on the ground, a very successful, and we are able to manage a sales force. As I described, many online companies tried this and were not able to do it. When I look at next year, what are we planning to do? And next year, the focus on the product side is bring more products and photos on a website. Suppliers can offer this, but have difficulties to show them on a website. But the professional buyers expect much more products from industry products on the website. And then, clearly ahead, we have the second change ahead. What does it mean? In the past, we have focused on 3 countries. But what we see today, even buyers from small companies, they are trying to purchase European-wide. And on the other side, also even small production companies want to offer their products European-wide, some of them worldwide. So our clear focus is to become a European player. And you see it on this chart here. When you look on the world, you have pretty strong player in Asia. I mean, one of these players made an IPO and is pretty famous now even in Europe with Alibaba. There are a few more. On the other hand, you have in the US a few players already in this local, very big local market. But so far, there is no clear European leader here. We are by far the biggest player in Europe, but we were mainly focused on Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So our clear focus is now to expand to Europe. We did this in the first step with cooperation partners. So what we offer today is that our companies can be shown on local players European-wide, but the next step and the next big change for us is to make the step to Europe and launch the WLW.com to expand all over these countries. So I'm very happy to have conversation with you, and I'm sure there are many people here in the room who can help us to make this vision alive, to become not only the clear market leader in the 3 countries, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, but to become a really European player. And as Marco said at the beginning, I wouldn't have said it, but something like Alibaba for Europe. So thanks a lot.